Greetings, people. Josh here. Not gonna lie, I did not expect TVK to be winning the 2026 Tamil Nadu elections this year. It was definitely not on my bingo card. But we've yet again proved that we care much more about celebrities and stars than the repercussions of our actions. We have picked a leader, the people of Tamil Nadu have picked a leader, by the way, who has not taken any accountability for a stampede which has happened under his name, and we are making a person who has worked to make Tamil Nadu one of the top economical states and has shown a two-digit GDP growth as a laughing stock by, dare I say, the privileged and people who don't know any better. I mean, of course, yeah, I would not comment on who you get to vote. It's your right. Nobody should be able to do that. But this still leaves a bit of a bittersweet taste in my mouth because I feel once again we have resorted to hero worship in choosing our leaders. In the wise words of Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, he has said that in politics, hero worship is a sure road to degradation. Is that the path that we are once again going to walk in? I mean, we as Tamil Nadu people are definitely the OG in, hero worship in politics. We all been seeing this since the MGR days, but this time it feels a little bit too different. This feels a lot more cult-like. And also, what's the whole deal with the Kurka and the Kaushik of AIADMK? A party with no backbone and who's in alliance with the BJP being able to secure that many seats is truly dumbfounding. I can't believe I'm saying this, but we might have degraded enough to the levels of the people in the north. We have shown that us being literate doesn't mean anything if we have the critical thinking and the reasoning skills of wet paper. I mean, the whole idea, first off, to quote from Rahul Gandhi, he said that the BJP wants a partner in Tamil Nadu who would happily take orders from Amit Shah and Narendra Modi all the way from Delhi, just like how Donald Trump, a person who I am not a fan of these days, has compromised Narendra Modi. And no, I will not believe a person who says things such as cricket la kuda Delhi ani Chennai ani jayika mudiyadu. Like, bro, those types of lines is fine for a mid-movie like Sarkar, but not for the parliament and in the real world. Seriously, what's happening to the state? And besides all that, let's take a look at his political manifestos, shall we? So what has he promised to the people? So this is also coming from the same guy who said, "Yarukku venum unga irudhi thogai," and the same guy who has said Tamil Nadu's loan has grown exponentially in the past few years. First off, the thing about loans, you have to understand that Tamil Nadu, just like every other state, runs on loans. The whole world runs on loans. Why do you think the World Bank exists? Ever since we became Homo sapiens, we have been running on things such as loan and money and companies. None of that means anything. It's all just in our mind, and that makes the system run. So of course they're going to take loans. And besides, we have come out of one of the most tough periods of this world that our generation has faced, the COVID-19 crisis, which might seem well back into the past now, but it was still a very big prevalent thing, and of course everybody needed some time and monetary aids to come out of that. You can't just dismiss all of that. So what has he promised? So he has promised 2,500 rupees for the women, again, and 8 grams of gold for new brides, okay, 6 LPG cylinders yearly for everybody, for an household, as well as free public transportation again. So where does Vijay think the money to fulfill all of his political manifestos come from? There are people who genuinely think it's going to come from his pocket, and that's absolutely ridiculous. No, I don't think a person as narcissistic as him, no, any person, let them be the most generous person, cannot fulfill that need. It's simply too crazy to ask for, but we'll get to that another time. And aren't these already things that DMK are already doing? And also the whole, I will make Tamil Nadu alcohol-free, drug-free. Okay, view straight out of Seeman's party, but sure, but what are your plans? I will make Tamil Nadu safe for women. Once again, it's really not in your control. You can make these punishments higher. Like you can say Saudi Arabia has great punishments, but does that stop it from happening? No, it does not. Depends on how we raise our children into human beings into this functional society. So I don't think him promising that is truly something to go off of. He has been running his whole party in the message, just trust me, bro. His ideologies and stances are extremely unreliable and unclear. He's playing a very safe game where he does not voice out against major issues, but has time for Tiya Sakti, Tuya Sakti, Colgate Ved Sakti, and all that crap. I seriously don't know if that he thinks that is what people want. He's a great entertainer, don't get me wrong, but a great leader, he has not exhibited a single trope for that. And for people who bring up his philanthropy as one of the examples, oh, he did this for this flood, he did this for this tsunami. I'm sorry, so has Pat Cummins for COVID relief. Can we make him the next CM? To be honest, I would trust that man with my life more than Vijay ever. So, but here's the thing, right? He has not voiced out against the Tiruparankundram issue. He has not voiced out against Cummins' murder issues. He has not voiced out what he thinks about the Jadi Arasiyal, the Moli Arasiyal, the Mother Arasiyal that is happening in Tamil Nadu. What are his stances on the Dravidian politics? Because he has been able to blame them on everything on them, but valid criticism? No. His ideological leaders are Periyar and Anna. Why so? What is he going to do? Like, he has all the time to say, Stalin uncle, neenga enna panninga, but what? Uncle, neenga enna panna poringa? What do you do? What do you want to bring to the table to Tamil Nadu? And here's the thing, right? If all of these parties, all the other parties other than his own party are so corrupt and so messed up, then why is his party's core strength, the core leaders who are going to be standing in different constituencies from other parties? They have been poached from other parties like Adav Arjuna or Nirmal Kumar from BJP or Sengote, come on guys. And even V.S. Babu, who was the person who won against Stalin in Kolattur. Seriously, a person who has been in DMK, ADMK, bro, then why are these people in your party and not other people who want to do something, who want to bring change? Why is that? I mean, now you bring up we need recognized faces, yada, yada, yada. You are contradicting yourself. And not only that, I have huge respect for politicians who come and meet the press, talk to the press. People like Barack Obama, Rahul Gandhi, Abraham Lincoln, Richard Nixon, people like those, like the Ukrainian president, Zelensky. Come on, those people who have the guts to face the press, have a press conference. We already know what a leader who cannot face the press can do to a country. We know that very well, India. And Vijay's own personal speeches, like 41 people have died in a stampede in Karur. But by the way, they only lost in a meager margin. What are our people thinking? But yeah, so a stampede happens, 41 people have died, including many children. In that case, what does he do? He takes a video saying, CM sir, if you have a problem with me, deal with me, I am in my house. Like, whatever my girlfriend said was true. She said, bro has acting skills, he should have used it for this video, because it did not come off anything sincere. He thought it was his own movie, but even his own movie isn't that bad. And seriously, what are these people thinking? And once again, for all those people who are knocking down DMK and what they have done, let me remind you that a couple of days ago, one of the darkest laws, one of the darkest days of Tamil Nadu was approaching. So in the parliament, 3 bills were announced. So basically, it was the 33% reservation for women bill. Of course, no one opposes that. If you're opposed to that, you're crazy. But under that, what was buried under that bill as a Trojan horse was the delimitation bill of 2026. So this delimitation bill, what does it mean? What does it do? So basically, one thing you have to understand, the southern states of Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Kerala, Telangana, we have done everything the center has asked of us. We have grown our economy, we have kept it in our pants and kept the population under control, and we have been overall somewhat responsible citizens. But now what happens is that we've always had this 24% representation in the parliament due to a constitutional freeze which was instaured to us. But now they want to increase the number of seats in the parliament, and these number of seats, when they are increased in the parliament, would be based on the populations of the states. So we are all in quite a stable situation, but the northern states, like let's say UP or Bihar, they have not been keeping their population in control. So this would make our representation go from 24% to 19%, which you might ask is, Josh, that's not a lot. If you think that, seriously, grow up and learn some politics and learn how the world works first of all. But yeah, if that happens, and in the north, they get a representation upward of 60%. We would have been, the south would have been the next Manipur if this were to happen. This would have completely shifted our power from the south to the north. But when this was released, one man stood against it first, very openly, and that was Muthuvel Karunanidhi Stalin. He saw this law and immediately said this was a black law. This, in his own words, this is what he said. He said this would make the Tamilians refugees in their own land. So he set up a joint committee. He personally called up Rahul Gandhi, called up 7 states, and he hosted a joint committee in Chennai where they made the national bloc. And a few days before the hearing for this bill was in the parliament, he wore black and black, and in Namakkal he set fire to the bill. And he said this fire is reminiscent of the fire in 1950s and 60s that burnt in Delhi. And this fire will reignite again, which is such a cool move, first of all. But here's the thing. And what happened? They needed 352 votes in the parliament to pass this, and they only got 298. They fell 54 short, and for the first time in 12 years, a constitutional amendment by Modi had fallen flat in the parliament floor. And all of that was done because of our leadership and the fact that the southern states were able to coordinate properly with M.K. Stalin. Don't think this is just something you can dismiss. And for people who are saying this is just to safeguard his own power, what has he done for the people? Well, first of all, for all the women supporters of TVK, you guys have gotten your power and empowerment work all the way from 1950s and 60s because of the DMK party and their fighting. The 77 years of the Dravida model, they have done it to get women their rights. Like, these people would not even get access to their paternal land, their ancestral land, if not for DMK, who fought to get those pieces of land, even to women heirs. And a lot of projects for students, lots and lots of investing for students and infrastructural developments. We have Asia's biggest bus stand in Coimbatore, our own Coimbatore. And just the sheer developments in watering facilities for farmers, for entrepreneurships, making us an industrial hub, catapulting us in the economic spectrum. All of these did come because of DMK. And you can always deny it, but one thing you have to remember, a state or a country which keeps dismissing the political achievements, what ends up happening is that you keep dismissing them. Mediocrity becomes the new golden standard, and mediocrity gets accepted. Think about that. The next time you want to say, what's the big deal with that? And seriously, are we really putting down our own economic progresses, our own economic prosperities for a person who is begging votes to literal children? In the Vijay Mama Kaga, ask your appa, amma, mama, grandpa. There is a reason why people under 18 aren't supposed to vote. They're easily influenceable, and you don't need that sort of an influence to make a huge change, that sort of a voting bank to change the tide completely. And you think a person who's doing that is exactly the right leader? There's a quote which goes like this: a leader who is not questioned is not leading a democracy, but rather a cult. And there's also this other thing that the Russian revolutionary and the former chairman of the Soviet Union, has said, the Vladimir Lenin. If you want to destroy a nation, destroy the thinking of its youth. And I think that's what's happening. That's what's unfolding right in front of our eyes. But then again, I don't want to be all negative in this video, or not end this video on a negative note, on a sad note. Maybe this change was needed. Maybe we can see the Dravidian parties have had their long 60-year stand. Maybe it's time that they can take a rest as well and reevaluate now that there has been split votes. The duopoly has been shattered, so they now have to work a lot harder, keep themselves on their toes, be ready to service for the people. And maybe even Vijay, he steps up as a leader. He's willing to learn, instead of playing the blame game and saying everything is already gone. He's willing to learn, take the necessary actions for the people of Tamil Nadu. I just hope Tamil Nadu stands up again and does not regress. And with that, I want to end this video. Valga Tamil, Valga Tamil Nadu. See you guys. Peacing out as Josh. See you.